वसुदैवसुतं देवं कंसचाणूरमर्दनं देवकी परमानन्दं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुं। वसुदैवसुतं देवं कंसचाणूरमर्दनं देवकी परमानन्दं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुं। कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुं। कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुं।
जयधारी माँ मम्मी।
जयधारी माँ बेटे।
हरे कृष्णा मम्मी। हरे कृष्णा मम्मी। आज क्वेश्चन आंसर सेशन है हमारा ऑन फियर एंड एंगर। उसको शुरू करते हैं विद अ फ्यू थॉट्स फ्रॉम यू। सबका स्वागत करते हैं। 2100 सवाल आए, 2100 सवाल आए and it's good to see jigyasa, to know, to seek. It's very heartening to see that we all are seeking inner freedom. So today's question answer session is about seeking inner freedom. A few thoughts from you.
First of all, I want to thank you, the Demonstrative Learning and Safe Shop and Unacademy. All three of you combined together to make teaching of Gita for children. Gita for children. अगर हमारी बुनियाद ही शुद्ध हो जाए और ताकतवर हो जाए, मूल्यवान हो जाए और मूल्यों से भरी हो, तो सारा आगे का फल और आगे का जीवन फलदारी रहता है। तो बेटे, गीता पढ़ने से, गीता समझने से, गीता जी का लेसन लेने के, भगवान कृष्ण के उपदेश लेने से हमारी जड़ें नहीं ठीक होती, और अगर जड़ों में कुछ नुकसान हो गया है तो वो भी हेल्दी वापस स्वस्थ हो जाता है। तो लेकिन हम तो अभी फाउंडेशंस पे हैं, गीता फॉर चिल्ड्रन। तो आपको जो प्रश्न आए हैं वो बच्चों से आए हैं। कितनी खुशी की बात है कि बच्चे हमारे भगवत गीता के बारे में जिज्ञासा रखने लग गए और प्रश्न पूछने लगे। तो मैं आपकी बल्कि ग्रेटफुल हूँ, आपकी, सेफ शॉप की, अपने भाई योगेश की, और आपकी तो हुई, और रजत वर्मा जी की। इनकी वजह से हम लोग सब मिलके इकट्ठे हुए।
आज जी मम्मी, आज हमारे साथ शुभा विलास दास जी जुड़े हैं। He's been very gracious to join us and take all the questions. We had about 2100 questions. उसमें से हमने 11 सवाल चुने हैं which were एक कॉमन कंसर्न था। मैं रजत जी को भी प्लीज स्क्रीन पे इनवाइट करूंगी।
Thank you very much. Very happy and grateful to be with all of you all. Hare Krishna.
We welcome. Hare Krishna.
रजत जी वो है, हम याद दिला दें दर्शकों को कि रजत जी वो है जिन्होंने स्पीकिंग गीता बनवाई है, और ये एक ऐसी गिफ्ट है जो मैंने बाय चांस अमेज़न से पकड़ी, और रजत जी के साथ में उसी प्रकार मेरा एक एसोसिएशन शुरू हुई, स्पीकिंग गीता। अगर आप स्पीकिंग गीता अगर पढ़ना भी नहीं, अगर पढ़ने में समय लग रहा है तो आप सुन सकते हैं। तो रजत वर्मा जी को हम खास कर धन्यवाद करते हैं कि उन्होंने इंट्रोड्यूस किए, और हाल ही में प्रधानमंत्री जी ने एक भगवत गीता, आई थिंक शुभा विलास जी विल बी एबल टू टेल अस हाउ फॉन्ड आवर ओन प्राइम मिनिस्टर इज ऑफ द भगवत गीता। और रजत जी ने तो स्पीकिंग भगवत गीता बनाई, और सिर्फ एक लैंग्वेज में नहीं, और लैंग्वेजेस में भी ये लाने वाले। सो ही इज वन ऑफ द वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट पार्टिसिपेंट्स इन आवर प्रोग्राम।
जी, Rajat ji, please a few words from you before we start the session.
Firstly, I'm extremely grateful to Dr. Kiran Bedi ji. She has supported Safe Shop and the organization in many ways. I call her our brand ambassador for the Bhagavad Gita, and she had started tweeting about this much before we even met. So I'm glad to have her blessings and her support in my life. I think it is the biggest earning which I've had for many years. I'm grateful for Shubha Vilas Das ji to have participated in this program and agreed to answer the questions of our children. And there is a saying that you should judge a man by his questions and not by his answers. इंसान को उसके सवालों से जो है पहचाना जाता है, उसके जवाबों से नहीं. And I'm so glad that somebody like Shubha Vilas ji, who has the potential to answer limitless questions, is part of this program. Saina ji is instrumental in getting this all together. Demonstrative Learning, Unacademy, Safe Shop, and DMT have put this program together, and we're looking for a long association where the questions will increase from 2,000 a week to over 20,000 a week, and that is my promise to everybody. Like ma'am said, Jigyasa is important, and I agree with her 100%, because if you brought it out in the open, then you want an answer, and nobody better than Shubha Vilas ji to give us those answers. So thank you so much to allow me to speak in this program, and now I'd like to hand over back to Saina ji to take this forward. Extremely grateful to everybody for all your love, support, and affection, and very delighted to be part of the program. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Rajat ji. Thank you. Shubha ji, we've got our questions. We've got about 11 questions which we will take in the session. There's a lot of concern. I feel there's
Absolutely.
a lot behind these questions. The first question is, my father gets angry at my mother and they fight. What can I do as this is affecting my life? I requested them not to fight, but they tell me to concentrate on my studies. A lot of children go through this pain. Your thoughts, please.
First of all, before I begin, I would like to thank all of you all for having me over here. Saina ji, Kiran Bedi ji, and Rajat ji, Yogesh ji, the whole Safe Soft team, demonstrative learning team. Very grateful to be a part of this. और जब मैंने सुना कि इतने सारे सवाल है और इतना जिज्ञासा है अपने बच्चों में गीता के बारे में समझने का, और गीता का जो गहराई है, उस अब अगर देखेंगे भगवत गीता जो है एक संवाद है, जहाँ पे अर्जुन कृष्ण को सवाल पूछते हैं और कृष्ण जो है जवाब देते हैं. हमारे सारे शास्त्र जो है संवाद है, चाहे आप भागवत ले लो, महाभारत ले लो, सब कुछ जो है संवाद की तरह ही है. और यहाँ पे आज के आधुनिक दुनिया में ये संवाद जो है ऑनलाइन हो रहा है. तो उस समय महाभारत के समय आप देखेंगे भगवत गीता कृष्ण ने अर्जुन को कहा था, लेकिन उसी भगवत गीता को धृतराष्ट्र को संजय ने सुनाया था ऑनलाइन. तो उनको जो दर्शन हुआ उसको दूरदर्शन कहते हैं. वहां पे अपने घर में बैठे हुए थे, महल में बैठे हुए थे, और यहाँ से जो हो रहा है संवाद वहां पे दूर सुनाई दे रहा था और संजय को दिखाई भी दे रहा था. तो उनको जो है व्यासदेव ने वो दर्शन दिया. चाहे शायद उनको भी एक YouTube लिंक मिल गया, कोई Zoom लिंक मिल गया, जिसकी वजह से उनको पूरा भगवत गीता सुनाई दिया. तो वही माध्यम से हम लोग भी आप सबके सामने है और आप सबको आपकी जो सवाल है उसकी जवाब देने की कोशिश करेंगे आज। ये जो पहला सवाल है वो इतना गहरा सवाल है क्योंकि एक्चुअली बहुत सारे घरों में ये जो वातावरण है वो उत्पन्न होता है। मैं एक सुंदर उदाहरण देना चाहूंगा। सब हर घर में दीवार पे क्या लगाते हैं? सब लोग जो है अपना फोटो लगाते हैं कि नहीं, परिवार का फोटो। परिवार का फोटो जब लगाते हैं दीवार पे तो कैसा फोटो होता है? यूजुअली माता पिता, दो बच्चे फर्स्ट क्लास कपड़े पहने हुए और अच्छे से पोज करते हुए स्माइल के साथ हंस रहे हैं और बहुत ही खुश लग रहे हैं, है कि नहीं? वो दीवार पे है, लेकिन वो हकीकत नहीं होता है। हकीकत क्या होता है? महाभारत, युद्ध हो रहा है, संघर्ष हो रहा है, झगड़ा हो रहा है। तो देखेंगे हमारे शास्त्र कैसे लिखे गए हैं। रामायण जो है वो स्टैंडर्ड है, मतलब सबसे उत्तम स्टैंडर्ड क्या होना चाहिए मनुष्य का, वो स्टैंडर्ड है। लेकिन महाभारत जो है हकीकत है। जैसे आप डॉक्टर के पास जाएंगे तो डॉक्टर जो है आपका अंदर का एक्सरे लेता है। जब आप एक्सरे लेते, अंदर का एक्सरे लेता है डॉक्टर, एक्सरे को कभी देखा है अंदर से? जो एक्सरे का फोटो होता है ना, वो बहुत ही डरावना होता है क्योंकि हड्डियां दिखती है और अलग अलग प्रकार के, मतलब आप खुद का एक्सरे देखोगे तो डर जाएंगे। तो कभी किसी ने एक्सरे दीवार पे लगाया है क्या? मेरा अंदर का तस्वीर नहीं लगाते, हम लोग बाहर का तस्वीर लगाते हैं जो बहुत ही सुंदर दिखता है। तो मतलब कहने का तात्पर्य है कि दीवार पे हम लोग रामायण लगाते हैं क्योंकि वो हमारे लिए उद्देश्य, आदर्श है, स्टैंडर्ड है। दैट्स द स्टैंडर्ड वी वांट टू रीच। बट राइट नाउ आवर रियलिटी इज महाभारत, आवर रियलिटी इज फाइट्स। वी वांट टू रीच दैट परफेक्ट पिक्चर वेयर एवरीबडी इज स्माइलिंग एंड एवरीबडी इज ब्यूटीफुल, बट राइट नाउ वी आर ऑल फाइटिंग एंड वी आर ऑल मिजरेबल। We want to be perfect, but right now we are imperfect. So what is family life? What is a family? What is an individual? All of us are imperfection tending towards perfection. हम में से कोई भी एक भी व्यक्ति ऐसा नहीं है कि जो परफेक्ट है, लेकिन धीरे धीरे जो है हम इम्प्रूव करना चाहते हैं ताकि एक दिन परफेक्ट हो जाए। तो अगर आपके घर में इम्परफेक्शन है तो आप डरिए मत, क्योंकि हर व्यक्ति में इम्परफेक्शन है, हर घर में इम्परफेक्शन है। लेकिन इम्परफेक्शन का ये मतलब नहीं है कि हमको मेहनत नहीं करना चाहिए, कोशिश नहीं करना चाहिए इम्प्रूव करने की। अगर आप कैफे कॉफी डे जाएंगे या कोई भी स्टारबक्स से कोई होटल जाएंगे, वहां पे कॉफी का टेस्ट जो है रोज परफेक्ट रहेगा। लेकिन घर पे जब कॉफी बनता है रोज हर दिन का टेस्ट अलग अलग ही होता है, कभी ऊपर कभी नीचे, कभी अच्छा कभी बुरा, कभी चीनी अच्छा है कभी चीनी कम है। तो इम्परफेक्शन जो है घर में ही होता है, परफेक्शन जो है आप प्रोफेशनल सेटअप में मिल जाएगा। लेकिन जो परफेक्शन है वो बोरिंग होता है एक्चुअली। आप देखेंगे तो आप सोचिए, आप अगर घर के अंदर प्रवेश करते हो और जैसे ही घंटी बजाते हो तो कोई दरवाजा खुलता है और सबसे टिप टॉप एकदम अच्छा कपड़ा पहने हुए स्माइल के साथ वेलकम ऐसा कोई बोलता है, और आप घर के अंदर जाते हो और कपड़ा उतार के फेंकते हो, तुरंत एक सेकंड में कपड़ा गायब और कोई अच्छा सेटअप करता है और हर रोज का खाना एकदम परफेक्ट रहता है। तो ऐसा कहाँ पे होता है? ये 5 स्टार होटल में हो सकता है, घर में कभी हो नहीं सकता। घर में कैसा है? सब इम्परफेक्शन है। घर में कभी मजाक होता है, कभी झगड़ा होता है, कभी कभी लोग बोर हो जाते हैं, कभी खुश रहते हैं, कभी नहीं रहते हैं। ये घर है। अगर घर में एक ही माहौल है तो बहुत बोरिंग हो जाता है कि नहीं? तो हमको घर में अपेक्षा ये रखना चाहिए कभी भी माहौल बदल सकता है। इसलिए कोई भी घर में हम अभी बोल नहीं सकते कि आज का मौसम, हमेशा हम क्या बोलना चाहिए हमें? अब का मौसम। मौसम कोई भी बदल सकता है घर में, है कि नहीं? तो दो चीज आपको याद रखना चाहिए जब हम झगड़ा देखते हैं। झगड़े के बाद क्या होता है? झगड़े के बाद जो है लोग प्रेम करने लगते हैं या कंटिन्यूसली झगड़ा होता रहता है। और झगड़े के बाद अगर प्रेम हो जाता है वापस, तो तो मतलब ये झगड़ा जो है वो थोड़ा सा फ्लेवर जैसा है, हर चीज में थोड़ा फ्लेवर चाहिए, है कि नहीं? हर मूवी में हमेशा सॉन्ग ही नहीं बजता है, झगड़ा भी होता है, फाइट भी होता है, संघर्ष भी होता है, लेकिन बाद में वापस सॉन्ग आ जाता है कि नहीं? तो वैसे ही जीवन है, संघर्ष होता है, लेकिन संघर्ष के बाद प्रेम होता है। तो हर व्यक्ति के जीवन में, अगर अभी आप अपने माता पिता के जीवन में देख रहे हो संघर्ष हो रहा है, लेकिन संघर्ष के बाद क्या वो प्रेम कर पाते हैं एक दूसरे को? Ideally, we should be living a life in such a way that if we fight shamelessly, the next few minutes we should start loving each other also shamelessly. That's an ideal family. That's a great family. But if there is only fights, then it's a problem. So I would suggest, if you find fights in your home, अगर आपके माता पिता झगड़ा कर रहे हैं, तो वहां पे ज्यादा ध्यान मत दीजिए, क्योंकि वो जो है उनके बीच में जो इम्परफेक्शन है उसको वो संभाल रहे हैं। लेकिन अगर आप उनके अंदर प्रेम भी देखते हो तो उस पर आप फोकस कीजिए। थोड़ा समय है जहाँ पे वो सब आयन आउट हो जाएगा, सब ठीक हो जाएगा। अगर जो संघर्ष है बहुत ज्यादा है, तब किसी एक्सटर्नल इंटरवेंशन की जरूरत पड़ेगी। किसी को आपको पूछना पड़ेगा, किसी बुजुर्ग व्यक्ति को बुलाना पड़ेगा, किसी के साथ थोड़ा सा वार्तालाप करना पड़ेगा, जिससे वो वातावरण जो है बदल सके। हमारा लक्ष्य क्या है? महाभारत चल रहा है, लेकिन रामायण तक पहुंचना है एक दिन। I hope that helps.
Yes, and I also feel, Shubhaji, with a prayer that all the parents out there understand that being a mother and a father is a very, very sacred duty and a responsibility. It's a very sacred responsibility. जितना हो सके अपने बच्चों को एक बहुत सुंदर वातावरण दीजिए which is healthy for their growth. So thank you for your blessed answer. जी mummy mute.
What can the child do? What I'm asking is, can you hear me?
Yes.
What I want to ask you is that this is okay, very good for an adult, but what does the child do? क्योंकि वो पढ़ नहीं पा रहा और वो कहीं एक्सटर्नल एजेंसी पे जा नहीं पाएगा, वो क्या करे? क्योंकि अगर फ्रीक्वेंटली सुभाष जी, विलास दास जी, अगर फ्रीक्वेंटली झगड़ा हो रहा है, कैन यू हियर मी बेटे?
हाँ जी, हाँ जी,
हाँ, मैं इसका बड़ी ले रही हूँ क्योंकि ये गीता फॉर चिल्ड्रन है। इस वक्त वी आर फोकसिंग, बड़े जरूर सुन ले इसको, लेकिन ये गीता फॉर चिल्ड्रन है। एंड इफ चिल्ड्रन आर विटनेसिंग कांस्टेंट फाइट्स अमंग्स द पेरेंट्स, व्हाट डज द चाइल्ड डू? नाउ चाइल्ड कैन होप, oh yes, mommy they will go back and become friends. I'm looking as a child, what do I do? Do I tell my grandmother? Do I tell a good friend? Do I tell my teacher I'm getting disturbed? Can I tell somebody and ask for help if the frequency is too high? That's what I'm looking for.
I would always recommend children to talk to adults, talk to somebody they can confide in, either teachers or elderly grandparents, or an uncle or an aunt that they can confide with. Fortunately for us in India, at least, we have access to people around us beyond the immediate mother-father relationship, and fortunately, still the family structure is in place, and a lot of people do listen to elders. So if a child can access elders, they should definitely involve elders, because that will bring in a whole new perspective of looking at the whole thing. And if a child is not able to involve elders, that's when the issue becomes very internal and very, very tough for the child to handle. Because that age, for a small child to really understand such complicated matters, is not going to be easy, because there is fear, there is so much worry, there is so much anxiety, and plus the pressure of studying and performing, right? So it's always good if they consult, they bring in some elders. And the second thing, which I feel is very important, is a child should also express to the parents directly about their insecurities and about their fears. not when the fight is going on, not during the environment when there is a lot of heat and fight going on, but in an environment when there is peace, when there is a little bit of love and affection. That is a time when a child just opens his mouth and speaks a little bit to the mother and father, even if it is separately, individually to each of them, and explain, not even in complicated words, just explain that I am very disturbed, I am very fearful, I am very, because no mother and father will be able to handle a child's expression of fear, expression of insecurity, and that might open their eyes to see the reality of how their interactions and fights is disturbing a small child's mind and life.
Yes.
So what I would say for the children who are listening to me, Saina, if I can explain
Yes.
a little more. Okay. अगर मैं ये कहूंगी कि अगर बच्चे को आप जैसे सोहा विलास जी ने बोला, व्यास जी ने बोला, हाँ, मैं जो, can I just call you दास भाई?
Yes, beautiful. Beautiful.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
जैसे दास भाई ने बोला कि आप अपने मम्मी डैडी को भी बोले, लेकिन मम्मी डैडी शायद आपकी बात समझेंगे नहीं या सुनेंगे नहीं या उसकी कदर नहीं करेंगे, उसको सीरियसली नहीं लेंगे. तो ग्रैंड पेरेंट्स हैं, अगर ग्रैंड पेरेंट्स भी अगर इंटरवीन नहीं करते, आई एम कमिंग टू अ सिचुएशन व्हिच इज बियॉन्ड देयर आल्सो, तो मैं आई वुड सजेस्ट द चाइल्ड शुड गो एंड टेल द टीचर, क्योंकि उसको पढ़ाई में डिस्टर्बेंस हो रही है. ये टीचर सिर्फ पढ़ाई नहीं कराते, टीचर्स काउंसलर्स भी होते हैं. टीचर्स आर लाइक काउंसलर्स फॉर देयर ओन स्टूडेंट्स. तो वो टीचर को भी बताए, ये मत समझे कि मुझे शिकायत करनी है और डरे कि मेरी शिकायत हो जाएगी मेरे पेरेंट्स से, और टीचर भी उसको ऐसे ले एज अ काउंसलर और उसको कॉन्फिडेंशियलिटी में रखे. तो मैं समझती हूँ हेल्प बच्चे को मिलेगी, क्योंकि हम इस वक्त बच्चे का इंटरेस्ट देख रहे हैं, लेकिन अगर बच्चा सिर्फ अपनी बात अपने तक रखेगा तो बच्चे का इफेक्ट उसको पढ़ाई में जरूर होगा. सो आई वुड सजेस्ट, जैसे दास भाई ने बोला, पेरेंट्स को बोले, ग्रैंड पेरेंट्स को बोले, अगर बात सेट अंकल को बोले या क्लोज रिलेटिव्स को बोले या फ्रेंड्स को बोले जो घर में फ्रीक्वेंटली आते हैं, जिनकी बात कदर बड़ी है, और अगर लास्ट बट नॉट द लीस्ट शुड बी द टीचर. एंड टीचर का देन रोल आता है एज अ काउंसलर कि वो घर होम विजिट करे. एक पेरेंट्स टीचर्स एसोसिएशन इसीलिए बनी है, पीटीएज इसीलिए बनी है कि पीटीए में पेरेंट्स आते हैं या पेरेंट को बुलाया जा सकता है, एंड देन दे नीड टू इंटरवीन. टीचर इफ इंटरवीन्स विल गो लॉन्ग वे टू कैच इट अर्ली. और मेरी बच्चे को रिक्वेस्ट है कि अगर ये डोमेस्टिक वायलेंस वो घर में देखते हैं तो अर्ली ऑन इंटरवीन करें, उसको टॉलरेट मत करते रहें. अगर फर्स्ट इंसिडेंट में ही बच्चे को पता चले कि गलत है या मेरे पेरेंट्स में, मुझे घर में शांति नहीं चाहिए, क्योंकि बच्चे को प्यार चाहिए. तो मेरी सजेशन बच्चों को, अगर मेरे बच्चे सुन रहे हैं, कि बच्चों अगर आप देखते हैं तो अर्ली ऑन अपने नानी, नाना, दादा, दादी, अंकल, भाई, सीनियर्स को बताएं या फ्रेंड्स को बताएं कि मेरी मम्मी डैडी में ये प्रॉब्लम आ रही है, इसको प्लीज सॉर्ट आउट कर दीजिए. लेकिन एक बात जरूर है कि उसके बाद हो सकता है पेरेंट्स रिटेलिएटरी हो जाए, चिल्ड्रन पर रिटेलिएटरी हो जाए कि तुमने शिकायत क्यों हमारी लगाई, ये भी हो सकता है. तो इसलिए हमने बच्चों को प्रिपेयर करना है कि बेटे रिटेलिएशन से डरना नहीं. रिटेलिएशन, क्योंकि ये आपकी खुशी की बात है, ये बड़ी सौभाग्य की बात होगी कि बच्चे की इंटरवेंशन काम आए, क्योंकि हमें बच्चे का इंटरेस्ट है, क्योंकि हम बच्चे से प्यार करते हैं. ये आज गीता फॉर चिल्ड्रन है. इस गीता फॉर चिल्ड्रन हमने खास कर गीता फॉर चिल्ड्रन किया है, और पिछले सेशन में यही आया था, हम डर से कैसे बचे, भगवत गीता हमें क्या शिक्षा देती है, डर से कैसे बचे, हम गुस्से से कैसे. सो ये तो हमने पिछली बारी हमारे साथियों ने बताया था, लेकिन इस बार हम ये जो आपको प्रश्न आए हैं साइना, आपको हम उस पे जा रहे हैं कि ये फुल सर्कल करें. और अगर फिर भी बच्चे, अगर ये वायलेंस चलती जा रही है, तो एक कोई ना कोई लास्ट रिजॉर्ट है 100. लास्ट रिजॉर्ट है 100, क्योंकि डोमेस्टिक वायलेंस एक ऑफेंस है, डोमेस्टिक वायलेंस एक अपराध भी है, लेकिन ये लास्ट रिजॉर्ट है, नॉट द फर्स्ट रिजॉर्ट. कि आप पुलिस में हेल्प मांगे, और पुलिस में भी विमेन पुलिस स्टेशन होते हैं, वहां पर भी हेल्प मांगे, और विमेन पुलिस को भी ये करे कि मुझे तो सिर्फ हेल्प चाहिए. और विमेन काउंसलिंग में वहां पर भी काउंसलिंग होती है, वहां पर भी मीडिएशन हो सकती है अगर हमारी अच्छे अफसर हो वहां तो। सो हमको that's called if you cross the limit. I don't want child to pick up the phone as it happens in the Western world. They call 199 or 991 or they call 100 at the first instance. No, because then the child is taken away. American police will take the child away क्योंकि वो पेरेंट्स समझते हैं कि पेरेंट्स रिस्पॉन्सिबल नहीं है अपनी बच्चे की अपब्रिंगिंग में, तो बच्चा will be taken away from the parents. Even in Scandinavian countries it will happen. So I would suggest to my children, जो मेरे बच्चे प्यारे मुझे सुन रहे हैं और अगर पेरेंट्स भी सुन रहे हैं, हमें मैसेज है, हमारा ये मकसद गीता फॉर चिल्ड्रन का यही है कि हम बच्चों को शांति के तरीके से, प्यार के तरीके से, बड़ी अच्छी नर्चर से तरीके से अच्छे नागरिक बना सकें जिनमें जो पढ़े और अपने घर को प्यार करें। लेकिन अगर फिर भी घर में, जैसे दास भाई ने बोला कि घर में रामायण भी है और घर में महाभारत भी है, लेकिन महाभारत के बाद अगर रामायण आ जाती है तो बच्चा खुश, लेकिन अगर महाभारत ही रोज रहती है तो फिर एल्डर्स का रोल और टीचर्स का रोल, एंड लास्ट बट नॉट लीस्ट अगर आपको कोई सोल्यूशन नहीं है, अगर घर में वायलेंस आ रही है जिसमें नुकसान हो रहा है, तो फिर then you have no problem, no issue, but not to allow law to be taken into it. और फिर भी लॉ को भी ये भी बोले मुझे तो घर चाहिए, मेरे मम्मी डैडी की करेक्शन चाहिए, मुझे घर में शांति चाहिए, तो पुलिस का भी काम फिर यही होगा कि they may mediate in such a way that it brings peace. But finally if the matter goes to the courts, then I will request even the judge का भी ये काम है, जज के काउंसलर का भी काम है, फैमिली कोर्ट का भी ये काम है, फैमिली काउंसलर का भी ये रोल है कि हम लोग फिर से शांति लाएं ताकि घर में वापस परिवार जुड़ा रहे, परिवार ना टूटे। सो मैं आई वाज ट्राइंग टू टेक इट टू द फुल सेशन। साइना, सॉरी अगर मैंने इंटरव्यू किया क्योंकि मैं सोचा बच्चे कई बच्चों के ये प्रश्न होगा, नहीं सुनते नहीं मेरे ये, आई थिंक बट अगले सेशन के लिए अगर फिर भी बच्चे को इस बारे में प्रश्न हो तो फिर से साइना आप मांगे कि अगर पिछले जवाबों पर आपको कोई और क्लैरिफिकेशन चाहिए तो प्लीज करिए। थैंक यू।
हम प्रार्थना करते हैं कि हर घर में सुख शांति आए।
Yes.
And we create a society which is extremely child friendly. And I request all our children to start praying for peace and love in their homes. And कुछ चीजें साहस करिए, कुछ चीजें you have to also learn how to take in your stride. जिंदगी की कुछ हकीकत होती है जो स्ट्राइड में लेनी पड़ती है। प्रार्थना करिए, साहस करिए और अपने माता पिता को एकता के साथ हमेशा एक देखने की प्रार्थना करिए। प्रभु सब ठीक करेंगे, माँ सब ठीक करेंगे। हम दूसरे सवाल की तरफ चलते हैं। दूसरा सवाल जो आया है वो है, I am tired from life. Life is a struggle now. The fear of death troubles me. I think this is from a parent.
Thank you for the question. ये सवाल का जवाब जो है भगवद गीता में है, जहाँ पे आप देखेंगे भगवद गीता का जो शुरुआत होता है वो भगवान कृष्ण जो है अर्जुन को इसी का ज्ञान देते हैं, आत्मा का ज्ञान देते हैं। अर्जुन वो डरा हुआ है और वो हकीकत से भाग रहा है और वो कठिनाइयों को सामने करने से हिचकिचा रहा है। So that is the context in which Bhagavad Gita was spoken. So Krishna spoke Gita to exactly a person who was in the same situation as this individual who is asking this question. You know, there's fear, and there is fear of struggle, and there is a desire to not be able to face the realities of life. So Bhagavad Gita की शुरुआत जो है कृष्ण अर्जुन को एक तरीके से हिलाते हैं, उनको कहते हैं कि आप पंडित जैसे बात कर रहे हो लेकिन है मूर्ख, आप बड़े बड़े ज्ञान की बात कर रहे हो लेकिन आप अज्ञानी हो। कृष्ण अर्जुन को इस तरीके से क्यों एड्रेस करते हैं और थोड़ा सा हिलाते क्यों है? क्योंकि जब सामना करना पड़ता है मुश्किलों का, बहुत लोग डर जाते हैं और बहुत लोग they just give up, we just don't want to face the struggles of life because it's not easy. But the reality of life is struggle. Life is a constant struggle. But one end of the struggle is when you don't begin only. And the other end of the struggle is when you begin and you achieve success. Then there's another type of struggle to keep up to that standard of success. So a lot of people are in this level of struggle where they don't even begin their struggle. And a lot of people are on the other side of struggle where they don't know how to keep up to that standard of success they have achieved already. So there is fear in both places. When you have not started to achieve any kind of success, there is fear. But when you have achieved great success and you want to keep that standard of success, there is fear. But life is when you are stable in both situations. आत्मा का ज्ञान जो है हमें एक बहुत ही महत्वपूर्ण चीज दिलाता है. One of the Krishna speaks about many qualities of the soul, and one of the qualities of the soul, he says, is that the soul is eternal. Atma amar hai. When Krishna speaks about the soul being eternal, what does he actually speak about? He mentioned many things. He says the soul, the Atma cannot be killed by a weapon. You cannot shoot the Atma. You cannot cut the Atma. He says that the Atma cannot be burnt by fire. It cannot be wet by water. It cannot be, blown away by wind. The Atma is practically immovable. And he speaks about how the Atma is eternal. So what is he actually talking about? When somebody recognizes the fact that I cannot die, the Atma cannot die, that leads to fearlessness. Fear comes from the idea of loss. The fear comes from the idea of losing something that you love, losing something that you're attached to. If you love your house and the house is going to be taken away from you, then you develop a lot of fear. If you love your car and the car is going to be taken away from you, you develop a lot of fear. You love your job and it's going to be taken away from you, you develop a lot of fear. When you love your body and the body is going to be taken away from you, you develop a lot of fear. So in today's times, a lot of people are going through fear because they have fear of loss. The fear of loss is connected with impermanence, with the idea of impermanence. But fearlessness is connected to the idea of permanence. The reality of our life is that the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna is trying to tell Arjuna, and through Arjuna, all of us, that we are eternal spirit souls, Atma. And the Atma cannot be harmed. In the Srimad Bhagavatam, we find stories of Prahlad Maharaj, who was being tortured by his father in so many ways. He was thrown from a cliff, he was put under the elephants, he was put under, he was pierced by spears and so on and so forth. And if you look from the Western perspective also, Socrates, who was one of the greatest philosophers in the Western world, he was caught and he was imprisoned. And they were going to feed him poison. They gave him a cup of hemlock poison to drink. And when he was in that situation, you know what he told them? He told them, first catch me and then kill me. But the funny thing was, he was already caught. He was inside the prison. What is he talking about? What does he mean by first catch me? What he means is that you cannot catch the real me. You've got my body, but you cannot catch me. And that thought leads to fearlessness. At the point of death, he was absolutely fearless. Why? Because he was embedded by the consciousness that I am the Atma, I am not the physical body. And therefore, the idea of Bhagavad Gita begins with this thought that I am not the physical body which can be harmed, which can be destroyed, which can go through loss. I am the spirit soul which is eternal. Being eternal means what? Means there is hope. That means if I lose today, I can try tomorrow again. If I lose tomorrow, I can still try again day after tomorrow. If I lose day after tomorrow, I can still try again day after tomorrow. And even if I lose in this whole life, I still have another life to try. That whole idea of hope, it's actually a great idea, because where is the question of not having chances? A lot of people feel that I have only one chance, and if I don't make it now, I'm gone. That's not the fact. Gita and Bhagavad and Krishna gives us a lot of hope with the fact that we are eternal souls. I hope this helps.
Ji, it does, and I want to tell you, I think you're taking on some of the toughest questions. There are no easy answers to these questions, because I would like to, in my own humble way, say that certain realities of life have to be embraced the way they are. You cannot spend the entire day dissecting them and analyzing them. Embrace them. जन्म और मरण सबके लिए तय है. सोचना ये है कि जन्म और मरण के बीच में क्या करना है, जीना कैसे है, उसके बारे में विचार करिए. मरण का दिन, मरने का दिन, डेथ सबकी आनी है, ओल्ड एज सबकी आनी है. बच्चे ने बड़ा होना है, बड़े से यूथ, यूथ से बुढ़ापा, फिर बुढ़ापे का डर, फिर बुढ़ापे के बाद मरण का डर. ये लॉ ऑफ नेचर है. जीना कैसे है? साहस के साथ. और अगर साहस नहीं करेंगे तो वो जिंदगी फिर आपको चुननी है, रास्ता तो आपको चलना है. सोचिए, विचार कीजिए, बिकॉज शुभा जी बहुत मुश्किल सवालों के जवाब.
One more thought.
जी,
With what you said, I just thought I will add one more thought.
yes,
Birth starts with B, and
Yes.
death starts with D. Between B and D, there is C, which is choice.
yes,
How you live your life,
Yes.
the choices you make.
yes. That's
Very
there.
nice.
That's a
We
personal
have no
choice.
control over birth, we have no control over death.
Yes,
We have control over the choices we make while living.
yes,
And each day is a choice. Each moment is a choice.
Absolutely.
Each day is a choice. Each
Absolutely.
moment is a choice. ये नहीं कह सकते आज मैं गलत कर लूं तो कल चॉइस कर लूंगा, तब तक नुकसान हो चुका होगा. मैंने तिहाड़ में जब काम किया था सुबह जी, तो यही होता था. वो कहते थे मैम इस बार ही तो हम गलत आ गए, हमने कोई गलती नहीं की, ये तो हमको गलत ले लिया गया. तो मैंने कहा हो सकता है पहले जब गलती की थी तो पकड़े में नहीं आए, इस बार ही गलती नहीं की तो पकड़ में आ गए. गलत चाहे आए, लेकिन पहलों का कर्मों का भुगत रहे हो अब. लेकिन अब अगर आपका वर्तमान ठीक रहेगा तो भविष्य आपको स्वच्छ मिल सकता है. सो वही बात आ गई. अब तो ये देयर इज नो हॉलिडे इन द बैड चॉइसेस एंड गुड चॉइसेस. रोज रोज हैबिट होनी पड़ेगी सही चॉइसेस की, एक नेचुरल चॉइसेस की. अगर हमने स्मोकिंग नहीं करनी तो नहीं करनी, ये नहीं आज मैं स्मोक कर लूं, खांस लूंगा आज, कल नहीं तो खांसी तो कल भी आएगी, क्योंकि वो आज की स्मोकिंग कल आपको खांसी में देगी, आप नहीं बच सकते. सो इसलिए मेरा ख्याल ये जो वर्ड है बिटवीन बी एंड डी देयर इज अ सी, एंड सी मीन्स चॉइसेस. और सुबह की चॉइस भी है, दोपहर को भी है, शाम को भी है, और रात की चॉइस भी है. So I think that's a great, Shubhaji, it's a great message. Between B and D, there is a C. And C means आपकी इच्छा शक्ति. आपकी इच्छा शक्ति आपसे क्या क्या कराती है.
जी. I hope and pray we all make the right choices. लेकिन डर से ज्यादा ताकतवर होप है, विश्वास है, भक्ति है.
Yeah.
उधर दामन पकड़िए, हथियार मत डालिए. जीवन में जीनी तो पड़ेगी, जब तक समय नहीं आया जीनी पड़ेगी. कैसे जीनी है वो आपके ऊपर है. I hope Prabhu gives you the strength you need. Ma gives you the strength you need. The other question is, in my office, my boss has a lot of expectations from me, and he often gets angry on small things. I can't handle him. Please guide. It's all about office. Interpersonal expectations.
Thank you for the question. Yeah.
Shubhaji, we thought this is Gita for children. ये तो बन रहा है Gita for all.
Yes. It is.
Absolutely. We are all children in the school of life.
Yes.
Life is teaching us a lot of lessons.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, as far as dealing with bad bosses are concerned, let me start with some statistics, just so that you feel a little better. You know, there was once a survey done of thousands of people in UK. And this survey came to a very interesting conclusion. It said 65% of the employees in organizations there have at least one time thought about killing their boss, having revenge fantasies. So that means the kind of rampant anger that people have towards their bosses is not uncommon. There are a lot of people who have those thoughts, maybe because of the inability to deal with the negativity and the energy that is coming in. Let us remember one thing, just one thought that might help you. See, at every stage in your life, there walks in someone who tries to make you a better version of yourself. And anytime there is someone who tries to make you a better version of yourself, our mind tends to resist those people. Discipline is never easy. एंड हकीकत ये है कि जो भी हमें डिसिप्लिन करना चाहता है उससे हम दूर भागते हैं, चाहे वो हमारे माता पिता क्यों ना हो, चाहे हमारे टीचर क्यों ना हो, चाहे हमारे बॉस क्यों ना हो. हकीकत ये है कि हम डिसिप्लिन से भागना चाहते हैं और कोई भी व्यक्ति हमें थोड़ा सा बेहतर बनाना चाहता है उससे हम घृणा करने लगते हैं. जैसे आप एक डायमंड को ले लो जो जमीन के नीचे दफनाया जाता है, इतने अंदर होता है, और जब उस डायमंड को बाहर निकाला जाता है, उस हीरे को बाहर निकाला जाता है, वो हीरा जो है दिखने में चमकीदार नहीं होता है, बहुत चमकता नहीं है, बहुत ही अनपॉलिश्ड होता है. लेकिन जो प्रोसेस है पॉलिशिंग का वो बहुत ही दर्दनाक प्रोसेस है. और there is something that holds the diamond below and there is a very sharp object above. And that's when the shine comes in the diamond. Anytime a diamond is shining so well and it's so valuable and so costly, remember, somebody has really worked on it. And that's when the shine comes out. Similarly, if you're going through pain right now, that means somebody is working on you. You have two ways to deal with that pain. Two ways to look at that pain. One way to look at that pain is that person who's doing it to me, he's a bad, very, very bad person. The second way to look at it is that maybe that person is trying to help me achieve perfection, help me find my potential, help me become a better version of myself. So if we start resisting that pain of growth, there is always pain in growth. If we start resisting that pain of growth, then we will really, not grow. And I can guarantee you change any organization, you'll find bad bosses. Because the problem is not always in the bosses. The problem also is in the way we think, the way we look at people, And the reality is, if you are having a very critical mindset, wherever you go, you'll always find critical people. My suggestion is, rather than trying to change the boss, change the organization, change your, the situation in which you are, my suggestion always is, let us look at it from a positive point of view. Maybe that person is actually trying to make you better, trying to bring out the potential in you. Maybe that person is actually getting angry because you don't seem to be understanding how he's trying to love you. See, there are two ways of love. One way of loving a person is the goody-goody, soft way of loving. Then there is a tough way of loving. Tough love is not easy. What parents do to children is tough love sometimes. What teachers do to children is tough love sometimes. What bosses do to their employees is tough love sometimes. And tough love is not easy to handle, but it's love nonetheless. So rather than getting upset with bad bosses, I would suggest, let us learn to see maybe there is an element of love which is tough, which you're not able to handle, and that element of love will actually help you grow. But if you find exploitation, if you find anger which is unreasonable and anger which is unwarranted, then you always have a choice to change. You always have a choice to look for another organization. No organization can bind you when you don't have a great experience. But at the same time, don't give up unless you're really sure that it's not your mind tricking you. Because if your mind is tricking you, you go to another organization, again your mind will trick you. That's my humble suggestion.
Yes. Each situation is different. And I request everyone to have a lot of gratitude for their jobs. It gives them bread and butter. Once you start having gratitude for your work, you will start looking at your work situation in a very different way. Each situation is again different. I don't think it's about bad or good. It's about a leader, a boss, expecting a certain kind of work and deliverance. And that ought to be done. So also start asking yourself, what can I bring to the organization? Start changing your perspective about the way you look at your workspace. Maybe it all changes. And as Shubhaji said, if the situation is an extreme situation, politely exit. There is no pressure. But please understand, the person who leads carries a lot of responsibility. For you, it's just your job. For the person who leads, it's the entire organization. And your one mistake could cost the organization very heavily. So the leader has to look into a lot of aspects. Such decisions need a 360-degree overview. Look into it. Look into it. It's about changing the mindset. We go on to the other question. This is from a child. I am very afraid of studies. When exam comes near, I start feeling depressed. This is from a child.
My understanding is this: when I was a small child, and I also faced so many exams. In fact, I'm still studying. I still feel pressure of exams. Of course, there's a different level of study, but the fact is that all of us have faced exams and feel the pressure of the exams. Usually, what my experience with children, and I deal with hundreds and thousands of children, is that those children who spend time on a regular basis with books and spend time on a regular basis prioritizing studies don't feel the kind of pressure that a child would feel who has not at all invested energy, time, effort in books throughout the year and only visits the books last minute, and tries to cram up. Because usually it's like eating a meal. When there is a huge amount of food in front of you, it's a pressure to eat so much, and some small children may feel that pressure. How can I eat so much, But I remember my grandmother used to make small balls, and she used to keep small balls in around the plate, and she would feed me small balls. So I could handle that small ball nicely. But when I would see all the food spread on a plate, it felt overwhelming because there's so much food, basically. So similarly, when studies is handled bite-size, little at a time, small balls, you divide the portion in the right way and actually make it into small segments, then it's much easier to digest. And it should not be all at once. If you have the entire year's curriculum to be studied last 5 days or 10 days, then that pressure really leads to depression. That leads to a lot of stress. And remember, studies is knowledge. When you have great desire to learn new things, then it's not at all pressure, it's fun. Because every day you learn something new in life. And the more you have eagerness to learn new things, the more fun studies will be actually. But when you feel that I have to study only for marks, I have to study only to clear or only to pass, only to get certain marks, then it's a pressure. When studies is seen as a medium of knowledge acquiring, it is not a pressure at all, it's wonder. Because there is so many wonderful things that we can learn. Science can teach us, mathematics can teach us, physics can teach us. But when you look at it from a point of pure numbers, pure, the pressure of performance, rank and grades, that's when it feels pressure. So my suggestion is two things. One is break it down into small components and do it, spread it over a period of time. Don't cram last minute only. The second suggestion is that don't look at studies only from the pure point of view of numbers, marks, and grades, but look at it from the point of view of knowledge. Knowledge, it's you, and knowledge is something that you acquire till the end of your life. It's not something that you only learn till your degree, and then you're gone. A lot of people stop acquiring knowledge beyond a certain point in their life. So the reality is, every single day, a wise person should learn. In fact, there is a beautiful verse in the Niti Shastra which says that every day a person should learn at least one verse. If you can't learn one verse, learn half a verse. If you can't learn half a verse also, learn one sentence. If you can't learn one sentence also, at least learn one word.
जी.
Something, basically, to grow your fund of knowledge.
Yes. शुभा जी, मम्मी हर फ्राइडे को बुक रीडिंग सेशन करते हैं वे चिल्ड्रन जॉइन अस. ये क्वेश्चन बहुत बच्चों के मन में आता है और उनको यही गाइडेंस मिलती है कि अपनी पढ़ाई को समझो, अपनी पढ़ाई को समझ के उसको धारण करो. एंड यू आर व्हाट यू डू एवरी डे, यू आर नॉट व्हाट यू डू वंस इन अ वाइल. सो अगर रोज अभ्यास करोगे, समझ के उसको पढ़ाई करोगे और ये समझोगे कि ये पढ़ाई आगे जाके आपको क्या क्या देने वाली है, तो फिर वो बोझ नहीं लगेगी, फिर वो आनंद आएगा, फिर वो डिप्रेशन नहीं होगा. एंड स्टूडेंट के लिए तो सबसे बड़ा कर्म ही उसका एक कर्म और धर्म दोनों अपने आप को शिक्षा देना है, अपने आप को सक्षम बनाना है. सो यात्रा है, कर रहे हैं, बच्चे हैं, it's new to them but very happy that they're asking all these questions. उत्तर मिलेंगे तो सीख जाएंगे, बढ़ जाएंगे आगे. पेरेंट्स से अब क्वेश्चन है, सब पेरेंट्स का क्वेश्चन. My child does not listen to me and often gets angry. So this is a question from a parent.
Okay. So my suggestion or my understanding is, whenever I do parenting talks and I'm dealing with parents, this is something I always tell parents, that at different age for a child, the way you deal with the child has to be different. So a lot of parents deal with their children exactly same from the beginning till as they get older also.
Yes.
Chanakya, in fact, he says, from the age of 0 to 5, shower the child with love, pamper the child. The child is like a deity, and you have to worship the deity, literally, and that's how parents should shower the love to their child till 5 years of age. From the age of 5 to 10, that's the time of discipline. This is the time where the child has to be given solid discipline. What is right, what is wrong. And the parent has to deal with the child very strictly, in the sense that this is what I spoke about as tough love, if you remember. And then from the age of 10 onwards, by the time the child reaches 13, like that, that's the time when the child has to be dealt as a friend. There you don't instruct. So usually what happens, a lot of parents, when they realize the child is going out of hand, then they start instructing. But the time for instruction is over. 5 to 10, that is the time you need to instruct. That is the time you need to give it discipline. But if you try that in the later age, that's when rebellion happens. That's when anger issues come. That's when the child starts acting weirdly. That is the time they need discussions. Because the child has developed a mind of his own. The child has developed rational at that point in age. And that is not the time when the child has to be told what to do. There has to be a healthy discussion between a parent and a child. And that time, the child really doesn't need a parent. What a child needs at that time is a friend. Somebody the child can completely be open and transparent with. And it's wonderful if children actually experience parents who can talk to them and have dialogues with them, not judging them, not being critical, not being instructive and not being punishing, but rather being open rather being loving, rather being friendly, and suggestive rather than instructive, basically. So when a child, see, it all depends on the language you speak to the child. If you find a child rebelling and angry at you, it simply means you're speaking the wrong language to the child. And what it simply means is that somewhere down the line, you haven't got the pulse of what the child is trying to ask from you. See, every time the child needs different things from a parent. In the initial days, the child needs just love. A little later, the child needs protection and shaping from a parent. And a little later, the child needs a good friend they can confide in. If a parent is not able to act as a good friend at that point, then usually what happens is that the child starts confiding in somebody else. And that somebody else may not be the right person for the child, right? So it's best if the child finds his or her best friend in his or her mother or father. If the child finds that mother and father are my best friends, that's it. Actually, half the child's problem is sorted. The fear that I cannot tell my mother or father something that I did because they will judge me, because they're going to discipline me, they're going to punish me. That fear stops a lot of children from opening up to their parents. And that fear is inculcated in them by the parent, by the way they have been treated in the past. Therefore, beyond that age, of 10, 11, 12, like that, that's when the dialogues have to be very open and very suggestive rather than instructive. The tone has to be very open. And the more confidence you show in your child, the more your child lives up to your confidence. The more you doubt your child, the more your child lives up to that doubt. So usually, at a certain point, if you have really done your best in the first 5 years of your child, invest with love, and then in the next 5-6 years of your child, invested with discipline and a lot of shaping, molding, then the remaining time of your life, you have to actually show confidence in your upbringing. And that's how you actually help the child have dialogues. If you're not confident in your upbringing, then you will not be able to, you will only look at your child with suspicion and doubt. And that suspicion gets confirmed because the child acts according to that, right? So this is my humble suggestion to the parent who asks this question.
Parenting means a lot of patience. Mummy.
बेटे मेरे short view personally out of their experience of parenting is कि जब बच्चा बार-बार अगर angry होता है, I can add to what Shubha ji said is that the first duty of the parent is to find out why is the child getting angry. Find out what is causing the irritation and anger to the child. Once you get to know that, then it's your duty as a parent to address that. किसका कहाँ कौन सी situation है जो बच्चे को irritate करती है? And where the parent can correct it, must correct it. Take the cause of the anger away from the child, or sit down and explain to the child, as Shubhaji said. An age comes for a dialogue, but you must know the reason. So therefore, my short answer in addition to would be, why is the child getting irritated or angry? Maybe when the child is crying, वो गीला है, वो भूखा है, भूखा है, गीला है. जब बच्चा छोटा होता है बोलता नहीं अभी, तो माँ जब बच्चा रोता है तो देखती, ओह इसने तो चुचू किया अपनी पैंटी में, वो गीला है, या वो भूखा है, या उसको कुछ चीज चुभ रही है, मगर बच्चा बोल नहीं सकता मम्मी मेरे कपड़े चेंज करो. So it depends on the age of the child. बच्चा एंग्री, बच्चा छोटा बच्चा भी एक्सप्रेस नहीं कर सकता, कोई चीज इरिटेट कर रही है, उसको गर्मी लग रही है, या उसको कुछ अंदर से प्रॉब्लम है या पेन है, could be anything. So the parent's job is to find out the reason.
जी, आप सब अपने बच्चों को समझने की कोशिश करिए, अपने प्यार को लेकिन अनकंडीशनल रखिए, और अपने बच्चों की सेल्फ एस्टीम को कभी हर्ट मत करिए, उसको बरकरार रखिए, उसको मजबूत रखिए. ऐड टू देयर सेल्फ, डू नॉट टेक अवे फ्रॉम इट, ताकि वो आपके पास वापस लौट कर आते रहें. बहुत संघर्ष है जीवन में, दुनिया में. एक घर है, माँ बाप है, जहाँ उनको वापस आना है फॉर कंफर्ट. गिव देम दैट कंफर्ट. लेकिन ये धैर्य मांगता है. अंश आप ही का है. Now, the question is, they're asking you various ways to conquer fear.
Various ways to conquer fear.
Conquer fear. It's a very general question, but fear of all kinds, but conquer fear. Different questions, different ways, but conquer fear.
Okay. I'll give a very simple answer by telling a small story.
Yes.
This is slightly, it's a folk tale connected to the Mahabharata, but it's a very beautiful story. I love this story. One time, Krishna and Balaram, they were returning back to Dwarka, and on their way back, they stopped in a forest. It was late in the evening, and they didn't want to travel across the night, so they decided to camp in the forest for the night. And because it was a dark forest, one of them decided that they will sleep and the other would guard, and then they would take turns guarding each other. So immediately Krishna went to sleep, and Balaram was walking around guarding Krishna. And as Balaram was guarding, suddenly in the middle of the forest, a monster came out, and it was glaring at Balaram, and it shouted intensely. Balaram got scared. And and as soon as Balaram got scared, something strange happened. Balaram actually became smaller, and the monster became bigger.
Yes.
And the monster again shouted intensely one more time. Balaram again got scared. He became a little smaller, and the monster became even bigger. And a third time, the monster shouted intensely, and Balaram really got scared. And he shouted out, "Krishna!" And he fainted. And when Krishna heard Balaram's voice calling out his name, he thought, it's my turn to guard. So he got up and he started walking around. He saw Balaram sleeping. So he assumed that Balaram was going to sleep and it's his turn to walk. So he was walking around guarding. And a little while, the monster came out and looked at Krishna and shouted intensely. So the monster shouted at Krishna intensely. Krishna looked at the monster and he asked him, "What do you want?"
Yes.
And as soon as Krishna did that, the monster became small and Krishna became a little bigger. And then the monster got confused, again shouted intensely at Krishna. And Krishna asked him, "What do you want?" And the monster became even smaller and Krishna became even bigger. And the monster put all his energy to scare Krishna, shouted out intensely. And Krishna asked him, "What do you want?" And the monster became really so small. Krishna picked up that guy, tied him on his dhoti and went to sleep. The next day morning, Krishna and Balaram, they were going back, and Balaram was telling Krishna, "Krishna, do you know what happened yesterday night? There was this huge monster that was scaring me so much." And Krishna removed that small little monster from his dhoti and showed it to Balaram. He said, "Is it this fellow?" Balaram said, "Yeah, yesterday he was so huge. How did he become so small?" And then, through the mouth of Krishna, Vyasadeva explains a very interesting principle of life. He explains that monster represents all our fears. When we come across something that we are fearful of, any problem, any circumstance, any situation, nowadays so much of bullying happens online, offline, whenever we come across any situation which causes fear in us, the best way to deal with that situation is face it. When you are scared of it, that problem appears bigger. Every time you get scared of facing something, it appears bigger and bigger and bigger. But when you actually confront it headlong, straight confront it, the problem actually appears very small. The nature of the mind is to expand something. The nature of the mind is, what is the meaning of the word fear? The word fear means false evidence appearing true. That is what the word fear actually means. So the nature of the mind is to expand something and show it as big. So the problem is so small, but the mind has the power to magnify it and show it as really huge and big. And that's why we fear facing many things. But when we face it headlong, straight, then that which we fear actually is insignificant, actually is nothing, It just fizzles out into something small. And therefore, every time you come across a problem in life, stand up and face it. When you face it, you will realize you are bigger than the problem. When you stay away from it, when you try to avoid it, you will realize the problem is bigger than you. And every time we take shelter of prayers and face our problems, the problem will actually fizzle away, and it will solve by itself most of the times. And a lot of times, with your intelligence and with the support of few people, you can overcome them. Fear only comes when you stop facing what you have to face. When you face what you have to face, it's not called fear anymore. It's called adventure.
Yes. खुद को फिर से समझिए, अपनी प्रॉब्लम्स को समझिए, अपने इमोशंस को समझिए, अपने जो डर हैं उनको समझिए, समझ के प्रभु का नाम लीजिए, जिनमें विश्वास करते हैं उनसे बल मांगिए, राउंड एंड राउंड मत जाइए, प्रभु का नाम लीजिए, हिम्मत करिए, सॉल्यूशंस ढूंढिए एंड गो राइट थ्रू इट, और पार लग जाइए, गो राइट थ्रू योर फियर्स, डरिए मत, वो हैं आपके साथ, उनका दामन पकड़िए, मेहनत मांगेगा, मेहनत से मत डरिए, मेहनत से डर गए तो फिर क्या करेंगे, तो मेहनत से मत डरिए, डर से जीतना है, मेहनत करिए, भक्ति करिए.
Which I have to go.
जी मम्मी,
I have your leave. I have to go for another webinar.
जी मम्मी, जी.
How long will you continue with the program?
Mummy, we have about 5 more questions.
Oh, but that will take another half an hour minimum.
No, we'll हम करते हैं 15 मिनट.
If you limit the time, because I thought we'll make it 4 to 5.
हम करते हैं because there are very intense questions and.
Okay, because Shubha ji may be having some other commitments too. Please check with him.
Shubha ji, can you take more? We have about 5 more, or should we just take about 1 or 2 more? Let me club them.
What we can do is I can do short answers.
Yes, and let me club them for you. Let me just club them.
Try and club them and get the answers, but can we wrap up by 5:15?
Yes, we will.
5:10. It's 5:10 already.
I'll club them and we'll take 2 more.
Okay, so club them and get short answers. Then I'll stay on for. Otherwise, I'll have to leave.
No, we'll club them. We'll club them.
Go ahead quickly.
There's another question which says, why is there no fear amongst soldiers? They are willing to sacrifice their lives. They are doing their duty. I think they're in love with their duty. They're doing their karma and dharma. So where you do that, there is no fear. They're all asking about how to deal with stress, fear, and anxiety.
Same thing. These are repetition.
Yes, this is a repetition.
I would rather have one. I would rather have one from Shubha ji. What is the best message of the Bhagavad Gita for children? What do the children take away today? I liked his one thing saying, अगर एक लाइन याद रखें, एक शब्द याद रखें, रोज एक शब्द भी याद रख लें भगवद गीता का, एक शब्द, एक लाइन, एक श्लोक. बच्चों की मेमोरी बड़ी शार्प होती है क्योंकि वो लर्निंग करते हैं ना इस उम्र में. So I think it's a wonderful thing if we can give a message, a larger message.
शुभा जी,
अपने बच्चों को कैसे सिखा दें और बच्चे खुद भी इनिशिएटिव ले सकते, टीचर्स भी.
अगले 3 question is all about anger, various aspects of anger. So you can give us please a message about anger, fear for the children, for the parents. It's all about that in different forms.
I'll club everything together and I'll answer it with one verse from the Bhagavad Gita.
Yes.
There is a very beautiful verse which Krishna answers all this that we are dealing with, and he goes to the root of all this. He says, "Dhyayato vishayan pumsan sangaste supajayate sangat sanjayate kamat krodha vijayate krodat bhavati sammohat smriti vibhramat smriti brahmasat buddhinashat pranashyati." He clubs this in these 2 verses, 2.62 and 63, if I'm not mistaken. Krishna clubs this whole discussion and amazingly analyzes it. He says, Dhyayato vishayan pumsan, everything starts with thoughts, dhyana, contemplation. So if you like something and you contemplate on it, like say for example, a child likes a phone, or child likes a video game, you see a poster of it or you see an ad of it, and immediately you start contemplating that I want it. So it says Dhyayato vishayan pumsan. Vishay means things, objects of attention, love that you hanker for. It could be a person, it could be a thing, it could be a position, it could be a result, it could be a particular grade, whatever, Dhyan, whatever you think about, Dhyata Vishayan Pumsan, Sanga space, you try to acquire it, you try to associate with it, right? So you look at a video game, a PlayStation or something like that, you try to go and get it, And it says, Sangat Sanjayate Kamat. That association leads to Kama. Kama means desire, lust, something hankering, intense hankering for something.
Yeah.
And if you don't get it, it leads to Krodha. It says, Dhyata Vishayan Pumsa, Sangas Tes Vijayate, Sangat Sanjayate Kamat, Kamat Krodha Vijayate. If you get something, you want more of it. If you don't get something, you get angry. If you get something, it develops into greed, lobha. If you don't get something, it develops into anger. Anger is actually called as Kama Anuja. Kama means desire, Anuja means younger brother. So anger is the younger brother of desire. If you are angry, then somewhere there is something that you want that you have not got. Some need of yours is not met, which is why it converts into anger. If you meet that need, your anger will go away. But there are two things. There are needs and wants. Whatever is needs, you should meet them in the right way. But wants not necessarily will be met. Usually, wants are some things that are unattainable for a lot of people. But there is an obsession to get it. When that obsession becomes too much and you're not able to get it, it leads to anger. So whenever you get angry, ask yourself a simple question. What need of mine is not met? A lot of people get angry, but they don't know why they're angry. Because they have not asked themselves this question. If you come across a need that can be met legitimately, it's great. But if you come across a want that cannot be met legitimately, then stay away from it. It will lead to destruction, it will lead to great problems. And Krishna actually speaks about 3 gateways to hell: lust, anger, and greed. And all these are connected to each other. If you get something, it develops more greed. If you don't get something, it becomes anger. So these 3 are considered to be gateways to hell. So we have to be very careful. So my humble suggestion to the children is that please monitor your desires. It's great to have desires and ambitions, but those desires and ambitions have to be chosen very carefully. Those desires that are healthy for society, those desires are the ones that actually promote great, positivity. The soldiers of our country, why they're able to sacrifice so much? Because they don't live a life for themselves. They don't live selfish lives. If you ask me one word, what is life in one word? If you ask me, that one word is sacrifice. If that one word we understand, live by it. Parents sacrifice for their children. Children sacrifice their desires for the sake of studies and upgrading themselves. Soldiers sacrifice their lives for the sake of serving society. So practically everyone's in the mood of sacrifice. And whoever sacrifices more, Krishna actually prioritizes them. And therefore, if you see, Bhagavad Gita is spoken to a warrior. And Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam is spoken to a warrior, Parikshit Maharaj. So why are these great teachers spoken to kings and warriors? Because they don't live a life for themselves. And that's what and these are the people who will understand this knowledge the most. Therefore, if every child inculcates a little bit of Arjuna in themselves, they will actually do wonders. They won't live a life for themselves, but they'll live a life for serving society.
जी, थैंक यू. अगला सेशन हमारा मन पर है, हम उसकी डिटेल्स पोस्ट करेंगे और फिर जब मन का सेशन हो जाएगा, शुभा जी विल अगेन जॉइन अस टू टेक क्वेश्चन एंड आंसर्स. उसको प्लान करेंगे अच्छे से, 1.25 घंटे का सेशन रखेंगे. आज बहुत कुछ सीखा. You've taken on such tough questions, there are no easy answers. The means are as important as the end. Let all our emotions liberate us and not cage us. आगे बढ़ते जाइए. We thank Mummy for all her love, blessings and time. Shubha ji, thank you so much for answering everything with so much of care and patience and understanding. There is a lot of emotions and pain behind these questions.
very grateful to all of you all, especially Kiran Bedi ji and Saina ji for having me here and giving me the fortune of helping so many kids in such a beautiful way. Thank you very much.
You've touched their hearts. We really, really thank you, and we see you soon. We see you soon. Hare Krishna. Jai Dhari Ma.
And the program for Gita for Children will be announced again, which is next fortnight.
Yes, Mummy. Man par hai session. Uski date or timing we will announce, and accordingly हम फिर शुभा जी से डेट रिक्वेस्ट करेंगे. I'll be in touch, and then हम क्वेश्चन आंसर्स प्लान करेंगे. थोड़ा सा 1.25 घंटे का रखेंगे क्योंकि मन में बहुत सवाल आ रहे हैं बच्चों के, पेरेंट्स के आ रहे हैं. It's nice if we give them a heart full of, we fill their hearts up. You know, we give them all the answers they need.
But before we conclude, let's thank the Unacademy, Yogesh Verma ji and Rajat Verma ji for having also helped us put this together.
Ji.
And I'm going to show you next time in the show, the Speaking Gita.
Sure.
How fascinated I am, because I've been tweeting about it, and I'll show it to you. Have you seen this, Shubhaji? Have you seen the Speaking Gita?
No, I haven't. I would love to see it.
It's unbelievable. Unbelievable. You just have this kind of a pen there, और हर श्लोका पे जब pen करते हैं, it speaks in Sanskrit, Hindi and English, and then explains it.
Wow.
So it's wonderful. ये ऐसी ग्रंथ घर घर में पहुंचे, हर लाइब्रेरी में पहुंचे, भला ही भला होगा. So we want to thank the authors. Actually, the Rajat Verma Jis and Yogesh Verma Jis are authors of the publishers. Actually, they put it together. The Yogesh Verma Ji, that's right. I'm calling you also Verma because you look alike. So it's Yogesh Verma Ji and Rajat Verma Ji. So these are people who really put the Speaking Gita together. And I think the ISKCON should take it up. ISKCON should be promoting this because it's speaking your Gita. If I can, moving up and down, I can listen to it. I don't need to sit and read. I can listen to it while I'm doing many other things as well. Okay, good. Thank you, Vita.
As Prabhu wills it, all will happen. Thank you. We meet you again.
Thank you, Yogesh Verma Ji and Rajat Verma Ji.
We meet you again. Hare Krishna. Shubhaji, thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Jai Dhari Ma. Thank you. Pranam.
सर्वं